Hello, welcome to Foliages. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to make an arrangement that is really just making full use of these pin holders and frogs. So I've got these glass frogs that I found in charity shops, and I've got a range of different pin holders, and these are a really great way of supporting flowers. It's foam free, and the great thing about them is you can support your flowers, but you don't have a great big lump of something that you need to hide. So you can essentially keep your arrangement much neater and much nicer by not having this bulky base that you need to hide. So what I've got is I've just got a plastic tray that you would use for putting your shoes in or for putting plants in, and we're going to use that as our tray. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in some water. So with the pin holders, you really want the water to come to the top of the pins. If it comes to the top of the pins and everything's in the pins, then you basically know that everything is good. So, and the same with these frogs actually, they've got little holes in the bottom, so every hole basically has water in it. I'm just going to add a couple of sticks as well. So what I wanted to do with today's arrangement was to make a design that is really just quite, how to put it, quite natural. So a lot of foliage and really just using what is quite natural and from the garden. So I've got a range of different things, and we're just going to put them in and really make like a landscape design. Now we can use each hole for a couple of stems. It doesn't really cause a problem. What I do want to do is bring some materials forward. So we don't want it all to just be at the back. So a lot of these ways of supporting flowers are becoming really popular now, and in a way that's really, really good. It's something that we've been kind of needing for a while. Now, I've got this pine, so I really just went around the garden and looked for a range of different materials. Cutting a bit of a cross on the bottom will help put your material onto the actual pins. So as you see, I'm just putting these down into where the pins are, and it's supported. So if a stem is really, really thick, then as I say, we can add a little bit of a cut along the base of the actual stem, and that will help. So what I'm doing is I want to basically make like a landscape design. So if we've got a little bit here, we want to maybe bring it forward here. If it's big here, we want it small here. We want to create a little bit of a mix of things. So a mix of heights, a mix of textures, a mix of shapes, just to create a really interesting look. Now this material is actually forsythia. I still have it in the garden with leaves on it. It is actually really good as a cut material. I've used it a couple of times in different designs, and it stands well in water. So we always think of forsythia as being something that you have to have with flowers, but actually it also makes a good material for using just with the leaves. And sometimes it takes a really good winter colour as well, or autumn colour. So you can see that we're going to end up hiding all these pieces. And I want to graduate things down from the back to the front. Now, I do have a little bit of laurel here that we're going to put to the back. So I do want it to look quite natural. And I would imagine this would look quite good on a sideboard, or even onto a mantelpiece would be quite cool. So as I'm placing materials, I'm giving things another cut, and that will just mean that they're able to take up moisture really, really well. Now, at the moment we've really got like our framework, our structure. So what we need to do now is just bring in some elements that are a little bit more exciting, a little bit more varied. So I've got some nice cypress, and we're really going to bring that to the centre because it is nice and bright. You can see straight away that that is creating a nice pop of colour. And we can even take a little bit through the back so that when you're looking, your eye travels through the design and starts to see the detail that's there. We tend to think of always going upright and bringing things forward, but just taking something to the back really makes a huge difference. Now, this is again mahonia. So I've got some mahonia there that's green, but really different bushes take different colours, and this one has taken on a really beautiful autumn colour. Now let me see. So I'm not saying you have to use any particular foliage with this. What you need to do is just see what you've got, see what you can actually find, and make use of what you have. So don't feel that you have to have exactly the same. If you can hunt around, you'll probably find that there's a mix of things that you can get that will give you that winter look. And as you can see, everything just goes on the pins nicely. Now the pins are really sharp, so you do need to take a little bit of care just when you're placing. I tend to grip them and go straight down, and then you can kind of draw it to where you want it to be. Now I've got a little bit of euonymus here. It's got a real pop of variegation, so what we're going to do is just have that to the front. And we can come out a little bit with that. Now, really, we've got the bulk of our arrangement made. We've made our framework, everything's in water, we've added variety and texture, so now we just need to look at what we have and decide if we want to add more, where we're going to add it, and how it's going to be finished. So I was planning basically to make this in a very natural way. So I'm not going to add a load of sparkles or over the top sort of materials, but it's up to you. So this is all about what you could do for yourself. So our idea with our videos is to basically show some ideas, give you some inspiration, and then you can adapt it to suit what you would like. So if you are a very sparkly person and you want it to be quite glitzy, just go for it. Why not? I think you can go either way. You can go any old way. It really depends on the location that you're going to put it in. If you've got a very dark space, then this is obviously quite dark. So it's not going to show very well. So this would work better if you're going to put it in a space that is lighter so that you really see it. So it's worth keeping that in mind. So think about your space, what is also in that space, and what would be best to showcase that area. So I've just added a little bit of berries in here, so with the holly. And this is really, as I say, all about variety. Let's end up with too many things going on. So that's our design at the moment. But what I wanted to do was I did want to put a little bit of sparkle in it. So we've got basically a nice plain arrangement, and people might think, well, it's not quite finished. So then it's up to you what you want to do. Now you could hang some fruit, or you could hang some natural elements on. What I want to use for this is actually this material. So this is a mizuhiki, which is a type of string. Basically it's Japanese, it's used for packaging, but it's also used in Ikebana for adding a touch of colour or a touch of movement. So it comes in bunches like this. You get lots of different colours. Some of them are just one colour, or you get the two-tone colours. Essentially it's a string that has been starched and bound in foil. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add a touch of that into here. So really we're not going to take away from the fact that this is quite a natural arrangement. We're just going to add a little touch of something special that will catch your eye, and in a way it acts like wearing a brooch on an outfit. We don't have to go full sequins with the outfit if we add a little highlight. So hopefully this video has given you some ideas that making an arrangement or making some sort of decor for Christmas or any seasonal time doesn't have to be difficult. You just have to source some materials and think about how to put it together. If you're interested in the pin holders, we have an affiliate link that you'll find in the description for the video. If you have a look at their website, then you'll be able to get 10% off if you use our code. So that's worth looking at. They also have some really interesting pin holders or kenzans that are black. So whereas the gold coloured ones tend to pop out a little bit, the black ones will just disappear. So that's today's design. Hope you found it interesting. We've got a new design every week. We would love you to join us for our next video. So thank you very much, and we hope to see you soon.